I'm not a reactor. I just react. If you know, you know, man. But anyways, today I'm gonna be reacting to Chris Hansen catches prison guard, prison guard. I ain't even see that part. Prison guard predator for soliciting minor in Michigan. Now I ain't gonna lie. I seen a little bit of it last night. You know, just a little bit. I ain't see the whole thing, man. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I'm gonna just save it for the video, cause like I had so much to say because I was getting so angry. I was like, nah, you know what? I'm just gonna save this for a reaction video. Why not, right? But hate it if you hate it, like it if you like it. Like, share, comment, sub if you want to. One day. One day. But let's get to it, man.
Basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can do whatever.
Good evening and welcome to Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. I'm Chris Hansen. Tonight we continue our latest predator investigation. As you know, we were undercover in Michigan with the Genesee County Sheriff's Department.
Like, not Michigan. Not here.
Team. In one evening alone, 4 men surfaced, all of them chatting online with a decoy they thought was 14 or 15 years old, and then they arrived at our location looking to have sex with that child. You won't believe who we profiled tonight and what he did for a living. We're back in Michigan near the city of Flint, continuing our investigation alongside Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson and his team. GHOST stands for the Genesee Human Oppression Strike Team, a task force that goes undercover and exposes and arrests men who try to meet children for sex. And that's why Swanson's GHOST program is so important.
Guys, stop getting ripped off by your car insurance company and check this out.
Shut up, bro. Shut up.
Where is this as a priority for this department?
I think public service for law enforcement, there's a number of number ones, whether it's answering those calls, doing solid investigations, and this proactive policing. The reason we have such a focus on human trafficking is because it's the fastest growing criminal enterprise on the planet. There's 24.9 million sex and labor slaves. They're in every community. And we see that as important because we're a big county and we have a lot of talent. And when we committed 2.5 years ago to take on this, to be the head of the spear and to go and crush the throats of predators, we got to deliver. And part of that delivery is making it a priority. It's not a one and done. It's not a, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to put it out for the community to see, and we're going to move on to something else. This is our focus.
How many people have been busted in these investigations here in Genesee County?
81 now.
81.
Including our county, 78 in our county, and then the ones we got with your team, 3 additional ones. And we have a 100% confession rate and a 100% conviction rate.
And what will the men face in this investigation?
Y'all want to know what this sick man said? This sick man that y'all finna see don't even know how to part, but I ain't even gonna talk about that. Now, what did he say, man? He said something last night. It made me so angry. He said something because Chris Hansen was talking to him, and he said something. I'm trying to think of it. It made me so mad. I was like, bro, you sick man. You sick man. Talking about he was like, oh, I'm just coming over to see if she's actually 14. Like, you wasted your gas to pull up to a motel, hotel, whatever you want to call it, to see if she's 14. Everyone knows when somebody going to a hotel, they know what time it is. They trying to. So you telling me you pull it up just to see? Oh, I gotta see if she 14 or 15. Like, it ain't nothing to see if she told you. Like, what? Stupid. Idiot talking. Oh no, and then he made me more mad because he was like, I was gonna go to Home Depot. Why didn't you go to Home Depot then? Talking about I was gonna go to Home Depot. I was gonna come here. I was gonna go to Home Depot. Why'd you come here? Why? Why you go to the hotel or the motel? Whatever it is. Look like motel. If you was gonna go to Home Depot, you should just went to Home Depot. I was like, bro, you stupid.
Men and women. And every prosecutor is different. We now just went over to our neighboring county, and my goal is to continue to overflow this in the entire state and around the nation. But each prosecutor is different. We have started with some state cases, and then we have flipped them federally if there's child pornography that's being traded or somebody's running a server. But for the state charges, we have 2 20 years and a 4-year, and it's accosting a child, using a computer to commit a crime. But every prosecutor is different. We see that we know the variables that have to be met. Not everyone is human trafficked, so we may not get a human trafficking charge. But based on our operation, they're felonies.
We're back at the motel with our decoys who've been chatting with potential predators for days. The man chatting with a decoy identifying herself as a 14-year-old girl is Michael Lee Lott. The decoy says, "You okay with younger girls?" Lott says, "Okay." "How old are you?" 14, I'll be 15 Christmas. Had to lie to post the ad. After the decoy sends Lott a photo.
Like that made it better. Like, oh, well, at least she turned in a different age on Christmas. Look at him. Look. See how he parked? Like, bro, you missing a whole 5 inches, man. I'm like, bro, he was ready, bro. That's what it was, because he was ready. He was ready. He was like, oh, I don't care. Oh, I'm trying to.
So he's anxious to meet. When he arrives, Lott is arrested by the ghost team.
Just relax, buddy. You're good. Just relax. Hey, lay down right here. What's your name? All the way down. Down your head. Good work. Hey, what's your name? Mike? Yeah. I'm Jason. You're gonna be all right, okay? You got anything in your pockets that's gonna hurt me? No. Cut me, scare me? No. All right. What do you got in your pockets?
He's read his rights. And then I get a chance to ask him questions.
Hey, honey, how was school? Fine.
How's it going? Good. I'm gonna have you move over to that bed right there. Let's see, man. Just turn back around and look that way. Yeah.
What was your plan here?
I didn't really know because I thought this was what this was.
You thought, what was this?
Like a sting, maybe.
A sting, maybe. What made you think it was a sting?
It's the fact. My whole thing is, I just now figured out what stings are because I done seen so many Predator videos. But my whole thing is, what make me so mad is that y'all know what sting is, and y'all still do it anyway. Like, bro, he is sweating out his hoodie right now. Like, they caught me. All that's going through his mind is 15 to get you 20. That's it. So all that's going through his mind. I'm like, bro, you stupid. You should have went to Home Depot.
Because she said she was 19 and then 15.
She said she was 19.
Well, she in the ad thing said she was 19 and then she's like 14, 15, and then she's going to turn 14.
No, what she said was she was going to be 15 in December, but she's 14 now.
Christmas, right. And then I was like, something just don't sound right.
The chants don't lie, and one of the crimes committed here occurred.
And I was looking at Chris Hansen. I'm like, he getting so old. I was like, damn, like he got a full set of gray. Full set, man. Like, dang, man, how old is he? Let me see. Let's ask Siri if she'll answer me, cause she get on my fucking nerves. How old is Chris Hansen? Oh, I thought he was like 70 or 80 by now or something. Oh, he only 62. And I know y'all like, damn, why ain't you? Cause my phone always on silent, man. Leave me alone, man. Dang.
In the chat. That's the first element of criminal activity.
But you came here anyway.
I was just going to check.
You were just going to check.
Yeah.
And so what was your plan once you got here? What were you going to do?
To see how old she actually was.
So you just decided to go for a ride today. You're in...
Actually, I'm on my way to Home Depot, too.
You were on your way to Home Depot.
Yeah.
What were you going to do at Home Depot?
Buy paint.
Buy paint.
Yeah.
And so on the way to Home Depot to buy paint, you decided to pop in and have sex with a 14-year-old girl.
I wasn't going to have sex with her.
You weren't going to have sex with her.
I have heard no less than 100 times, probably 300 times in reality. I didn't mean it. I wasn't going to do anything. I'm going to get help. I just was here to check on her. I wanted to see if it was real. I was going to tell her parents. It's all BS.
What were you going to do?
Well, I was going to see how old she actually was. If she was, I was going to ask her for proof when I got here.
Oh, yeah. And then this idiot was like, I was going to ask her for her license, bro. Who does that? Who does that? No one is bro. No guy is asking a girl for, let me see how old you are. Let me see your license. Let me.
She had a license or whatever. She didn't have a license. If she was really 15, I was going to bounce. But
you were going to bounce.
If she was older than 18, I was probably going to ask because she said she squirted. I've never seen it before. I was going to ask her to see if I could see her.
Squirted? What do you mean?
Bro, this sick man. Why are you talking about that right now? You are finna get 20. You should be on your knees. Like, please. Please don't take me. Don't take me. Sitting there talking about her squirting. What? You need to be worried about that 20 years you finna do.
Nice.
Like, I don't know, like a girl gets off and she, like, ejaculates outside or whatever.
So you thought, well, on the way to Home Depot, why not stop and see this girl perform this sexual act?
Right.
And what were you supposed to be painting today?
But outside my house, I don't know where my phone is, but...
The outside of your house?
Yeah, you got it.
What color were you going to paint it?
And what make me so mad is this dude seemed like he got a decent life. He got a decent car. He was finna go paint his house. Like, and you messed up your whole life for somebody you said brightest day was 14, 15. But on the ad, why are you looking at ads for girls, bro? Who looks on ads for a girl? I'm confused. Like, who does that? People do that? That's a thing? Since when? Nah, it's only the creep. It's only the creeps. The creepers.
Graphite charcoal. And you're the homeowner?
Yeah.
That's some to-do list. Okay, honey, I'm going to the Home Depot to get graphite gray paint to paint the house. You take care of the 3 kids. Oh, wait, on the way, I'm going to stop by and see a 14-year-old girl to have sex or watch her perform a sex act. Who does that? I mean, this guy, obviously. But, you know, you're talking about somebody who's 32 years old and a corrections officer in a state prison. You know, a lawman in his own right. If you can't tell right from wrong after monitoring inmates all day, every day, 40 plus hours a week, then what other example do you need to stay straight? And yet this guy does it anyway? What else has he done? What would he have done in addition to this had he not been caught? That's the fear.
I feel like I'm spending way too much time dealing with other people's problems. How do I set boundaries with them?
Do you live with anybody else?
My wife and kids.
Your wife and kids. And how old are your children?
9, 6, and 9, 7, and 8.
9, 7,
5.
So your oldest is 5 years older than the girl you were going to come see here today. Correct?
Right.
And you're okay with that?
No. I was really going to ask her to see her ID. Because if you read, obviously you read the text messages, I asked for proof of her age.
You did.
First of all, you stuttering over your words, so you're lying right out of your teeth. Do you really think anyone believes you? No one believes you, buddy. You did it. You know what you were doing when you pulled up to the motel. I ain't trying to hear it, man. I ain't trying to hear it. You know what you was finna do. Stop denying. I was just gonna take a glimpse at her license to see if she was registered.
And what do you think your wife is going to say about this?
Would I be happy?
Wouldn't be happy.
No.
What's your name?
Mike.
Mike what?
Lot.
Lot. And how old are you, Mike?
32.
32. And have you ever been in trouble before?
No, never.
Have you ever been caught by police before?
No, nothing.
Have you ever tried to solicit a girl who was underage before?
No.
So you just today decided that on the way to Home Depot to get graphite colored paint to paint your house where your wife and 3 children live, you'd stop here to see a 14-year-old girl.
Right.
Why did you think that was okay?
I really was going to ask her for proof of her ID or something, but
You see why that doesn't make sense,
I
right?
understand that.
I've heard that story so many times, Mike.
No, I get it. I totally understand.
Why should I believe you?
Sure, I don't know.
You
I really don't know.
really don't know.
Nothing shocks me anymore. The backstory, the kids, the wife, the relationships. It's what I call the collateral damage. And it's perhaps the second most alarming thing besides the victimization of a child here, is that the people who are involved in the collateral damage are victimized as well. And it's a hard thing to deal with. There's a whole issue there with, you know, the spouse, the children coming to grips with this. And how is it possible that my father, my spouse, would do this without anybody knowing?
In the chat, you say, I want to eat your
That's, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Like, go down on her.
You wanted to go down.
I thought she was lying.
Why you explaining it like a regular definition, like he don't know what it is? Like, he's not saying what you mean by that, as in like he need a definition. He's saying like, why was you doing it in the first damn place? Giving him a def. We all know what going down. We all know when I'm gonna eat your mean. We don't need a definition from you, genius.
I didn't think she was lying.
You thought she was lying about her age, but she said 14, and you wouldn't. She said she was 14 and wouldn't be 15 until December.
I didn't think she was telling me the truth.
What made you think? What
the
made
way
you
she
think?
was talking to me.
I know, but she couldn't have made it clearer, Mike.
I understand.
You say, I want to fuck you hard. Explain.
Just have sex with her.
Bro, he's just talking like this is normal. Like, yeah, you know, I was gonna go down on her. We was gonna have sex, and yeah, I was finna, you know what I'm saying? Then the police showed up, and then you showed up, and now y'all got me here interrogating me, and you know, now I know I'm finna get 20 for a 15, you know, and it's like, you know, I don't really know what to say no more, but except that, like, yeah, you know, we was finna have a good time before I found out that it was a sting operation. Even though I know what a sting is, but
It's hard for me to believe, Mike, that this is your first rodeo.
A lot of what I was saying, I wanted to see what she would say back, or response back, because feel like.
so it's okay that you text a 14-year-old and you're 30. It's like you can't even at least like just take up for what you did. Like you did it. You know what I'm saying? Like you did it. You showed up. Take up for it. Take responsibility like as a man and just be honest about it. Like, yeah, I effed up. Like, yeah, I should have just went to Home Depot and went back to my kids and my beautiful wife. Like, just take up for responsibility. Stop trying to sit here and, well, yeah, you know, yeah, we was finna get it in, and then y'all showed up and run the whole thing. Like, bro, like his face looked like a little kid that wanted candy but didn't get it. Like, oh my god, I can't with him, man. Like, how do guys like these exist? I ask myself. Like, you are 32, you have a wife. Why are you looking for a 14, 15-year-old girl? Like, I don't get it. You have a wife and 3 kids. Like, bro, what?
Feel
Like every guy, most guys dream of that life. And you got it and you taking it for granted all over you wanting to go have sex with a 14-year-old girl. Like you're weird, bro.
her responses to see if what her responses would be.
What her responses would be.
Yeah, because I didn't. The way she was, I didn't really believe.
But she told you how old she was.
Right.
You saw pictures?
Yeah, two.
Yeah, two. And what did the pictures show you?
Her sitting there with 3 fingers up.
3 fingers up. So she was obviously telling the truth about where she was, who she was. It doesn't make sense that you would think that she was lying about her age. What do you think should happen to you?
The corrections officer told me that he had a wife and 3 children at home, that he had stopped in to see this girl, 14 years old in his mind, on the way to Home Depot to get paint to paint his house. Like it was just popping into Starbucks to get a cup of coffee. What does that say to you?
I ain't gonna lie, at this point, it's like he's repeating me. Like, that is crazy. I think we both reacting, man. Like, that's crazy. He reacting and in it at the same time. Like, bro, let me react and you just be in it, man.
He continues to maintain his innocence despite insurmountable evidence against.
That's not why he went to Home Depot. people that have this sexual deviancy, that's all they think about. It's like addicts. They work, they have families, but they're always thinking about how to stay high, how to keep from being dope sick. That is their top focus. A guy like this, his family's not his focus. His job's not his focus. He wants to have sex with an underage girl.
But what does it say about this crime that a guy can function as a corrections officer, a lawman in his own right, have a wife, children? One of those children is almost the same age as the child he was going to violate, and yet conduct himself in private in this menacing predator-like fashion.
That is the scary part. Monsters among us. And we live in a world that has these individuals that if we don't do our job, then they will continue to lurk and continue to violate. But it's a reality. And when I talk to the community, I hold nothing back. I want people to be scared. I want people to be respectful of peace and law and order. I want people to understand that you can't take your eyes off your kids. You shouldn't. You can't take your eyes off people that are very close to you. Always have a watchful eye on the people that mean the most to you. And those that have positions of influence over younger, vulnerable people, whether it's kids or elderly or the mentally ill or even the addicted, we've got to protect them from the wolves around them.
I've obviously learned my lesson now.
You learned your lesson now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so, Mike. I don't think you did, man. It don't seem like you learned anything. The only thing you learned is that your whole day got ruined because they showed up. You didn't learn anything. Like, you're not sitting there remorseful. Like, dang, I did the most wrong thing in the world. That's what you're supposed to be saying. I did the most horrible thing a person could do.
Can I ever do this again?
Hell no.
Hell no.
No.
But it took this for you to learn the lesson.
I don't want to do this again.
All right, I need you to be honest with me. How many times have you done this before?
How many times have I
met an underage girl online?
Never.
Never.
Honestly, never.
So what made you do it today?
When I seen the pictures, she didn't look 15. Got her ass at 19. And then the way she was talking to me, I didn't think she was 15. And I wanted to see for myself if she was really 15. I actually almost wanted to call the police and say that she was doing this.
You wanted to call the police and report her, but instead you came over to have sex with her. What would have happened, Mike, if I wasn't here, if the police weren't here, and just you and the girl were here?
I wouldn't have had sex with her. I wouldn't have.
Come on.
Liar. You're lying. He's lying, clearly. Of course you were going to. You wasn't going to check her license. Now that's what you weren't going to do. You weren't going to check her license. But you definitely wanted to have sex with her. And that's crazy.
Why not have sex with her?
So you're just going to watch her...
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Pleasure herself.
Right.
And then go off and get the paint and go back home to your wife and 3 children and paint the house.
Right.
That don't even sound realistic, but okay.
Would you have told anybody? Would you have taken pictures?
No.
No, that would be wrong, right?
I don't know.
Okay to solicit a 14-year-old girl online, but the rest of it's wrong. Well, Mike, there's something you need to know. I'm Chris Hansen, and we're doing a story on adults trying to meet children online for sex.
What you gotta say, man? You been talking all this time. He's been talking all this time. Now you ain't got nothing to say? You ain't got nothing to say?
Is there anything else you want people to know?
No.
What do you say to your wife and family?
I'm sorry for doing this.
Hmm?
I'm sorry for doing this.
You're sorry for doing this. What do you think should happen now?
The Real Real, authenticated luxury from Gucci, Rolex, Prada, Louis Vuitton, Hermes.
I learned my lesson.
You learned your lesson.
Yeah.
Do you think you should go to jail?
No, I've never done anything wrong before.
This is wrong, right?
Yeah.
You did this.
I did.
You solicited an underage girl for sex, right? No questions. You did it.
Yep.
And you know that's a felony. It's against the law. What do you do for a living?
Actually, I work in a prison.
You work in a prison?
Yeah.
Which prison?
I ain't gonna lie. I can't.
You wouldn't believe what just happened. No sister, right? So she came over. Because we are ate together. And she like, you know, I know what's wrong and stuff, right? About the day. About when I texted her or whatever. So then, here comes to the point where then it turned into a fight, right? So we sitting here arguing.
I'm gonna be back.
Because I'm like,
Okay.
you know, you
I'll be back.
because
Part 2.